Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Today, I'm back at Blueprint. We have a special video. We're going to do something different. I want to talk about maintenance, about your Evos and your cars. But before you get to maintenance, you actually like to have one. And a lot of people are wondering, hey, what to look for when you buy an Evo used, obviously, and what are the things that we can save our headaches, save ourselves from later on down the line. To be honest, buying an Evo or any used car, you are taking a huge risk, right? Even nowadays, even buying a new car is kind of a risk. But used cars, especially performance cars, you really don't know how the previous owner treated the car. Everything could be good, miles could be low, it really doesn't matter. Use, wear and tear is a big deal. So you find an Evo, you are going to go see the car. What I would recommend to everybody is get the day that you're actually going to go do the test drive and whatnot, get a compression tester. Compression will tell you a lot about what's going on in the engine. It's not end all be all, but it's one of those things. Just today, we're gonna cover a compression test. And by the way, if you don't have a compression test tool, you could borrow one from AutoZone or whatever Pep Boys you guys have near you. So what is a compression tester? And what does it do? Why do we do it? Why is it useful? And what does it actually measure? So we're gonna do all that on the Silver Evo, our Evo that we converted to stock, well, close to stock. So a engine is actually you heard this before, a glorified air pump. All it does is really sucks in air, compresses it, and lets the head and the ignition system combust it, the fuel and the air mix, and then pushes it out. So it takes in air, compresses it, lets the power come out through expansion of the air fuel mixture, and then pushes the exhaust out. That's basically what it does, a four-stroke engine. So what a compression tester does is measures the efficiency of that compression. And basically, you need to do that because if the compression is low or significantly uneven, something's going wrong with the piston rings or the valves or a bunch of other things. So what we're really looking for is even compression, and you can look up what your particular engine, majority of the time, what it produces when it comes to compression. So let me show you how to do a compression test. We're going to use this as an example. But in order for us to do it, we need to get access to the combustion chamber. So how do we get access to the combustion chamber? To the spark plugs. So let me show you how to do that. All right, so we're going to start by getting access to the spark plugs. And this car is a little different. We have the NG1 coils. They have separate spark plug wires, which you would normally have on a Evo, but the process is still the same, just an extra step for us to take everything off. The 4 bolts will get the plate. Sorry about the noise. We live in an area where there's a truck route in front of us. You can leave that in, it'll come out through the thing. Electric power tools make life easier. I remember when I was working on cars, it was just all ratchets and stuff like that, or air guns. All right, so we got our coils off. I'm just gonna push it to the side. Okay, and we're gonna pull out the individual ignition. By the way, these ING1A1 coils, they're really, really good. I think the lowest one I saw was like 100 megajoules, which is good enough for 1,000 horsepower plus. So let me show you, while he pulled the spark plugs out, what a compression tester kit looks like. So this is what you're literally gonna get. It's cheap. I would have one if you're gonna own a car or planning to buy one, or even borrow one from your local AutoZone or whatever. All right, so we pull the plugs. He's gonna pull the rest. I think it's hot, right?
Okay.
Okay, so as you can see, this goes in to where the spark plugs are. So we're going to use one of the fittings, whichever one fits, and you just screw it in the hole for the spark plug. Screw it in for the hole for the spark plug, and then the other end attaches to that and it measures the compression. So we're just waiting for all the plugs to come out. And I actually use BR7ES. They are copper plugs. They're $199. They work. No need to go anything, big, unless you're, strictly gonna drag it. I'm sorry, big meaning expensive. Just make sure you change them every oil change, because they do foul faster, especially if you're on E85. All right, so we got all the 4 plugs out, and we're gonna choose the right size thread. Okay, well, let's just take 2. I don't know which one is which. See which one fits. Good. All right. So we can't just go start on turning the engine, because your fuel injectors and your coils are still going to start a fire. You don't want that. An easy way to remove those 2 factors is removing the crank angle sensor right in the back of the motor, which we're going to do right now. It's right next to your O2 sensor, and all you have to do is just unplug it. So once you remove that, the car will just turn over, and not throw any fuel or anything like that. I think we zip tied ours just in case. Yeah. So once we get that, one person will go in the car. I mean, if you're by yourself, I guess you can screw that in and basically do that. But one person will go in the car, and the other person will, basically be here. Make sure it's tight, because sometimes it pops out. Okay, and all you're looking for is maximum compression. Just sit it down, yeah. Maximum compression. You want to hear 4 turnovers, or until the gauge stops climbing. Okay, it's not just 1, 2, that's it. No, you got to go through the whole cycle, which you'll hear 4 turns, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Go ahead. All right, I'm just gonna make sure it's tight again, because once we did this and thing just popped off on the compression. Hold up, Mo. All right. Go ahead. Okay. As you can see, what is that, 170? Yeah, somewhere above 150. So all we're looking for is above 150. So now we just press this button right here and it releases it. Okay, now we just repeat it on all cylinders. It was like 170, Mo.
It's good.
Yeah. It's a healthy engine, low miles. I actually got it from a local JDM. I think we need battery support.
Okay.
Okay. Probably need to charge the battery a bit. But let's see what this is cylinder number 2. Okay. Same thing, like 170. Come check it out. That's a very good compression.
Yeah, 175.
Yeah, 175, the same with the other one. Go for the third one. As you can see, this is not rocket science. It's very simple. Do not be afraid to do this. If you want to do it on your own, I encourage that. Don't waste your money coming to a shop like mine or anything like that, especially when you're going to go buy a new car. You know, make sure that you have this with you. Okay, cylinder number 3. Okay, same thing here. It's a very good engine. And I think from factory, these are 8.5, 8.5 to 1 compression supposedly. All right, we're on our last. Good. Same thing. It's like 170 something all across. So when we bought this, we actually did the compression test before, you know, we took it. We asked the guy to do it as well and give us a reading, and ours matched with theirs. But this this engine was sitting for a year or so. So when they manually did the compression test, I don't know, it was a little lower, but now the car's been running for a few days. So that's basically how you do a compression test. Mo's gonna put this back, and I wanna show you a couple of updates. The Marcos car is almost done. We're waiting for that. So what are we doing on the Red Ninja Eddie's car?
We're gonna do the dump pipe. We're almost done. We should be done with it today, and he should take it home today.
All right. Untuned, he has to break it in, but I'm gonna cap his ass at 5,000 RPMs because he got a heavy foot and no boost. So this, the customer wants a full exhaust with this. So we're actually using my turbo kit that was coming out the side of the motor. We're gonna connect it here. As you can see, they refabbed a downpipe. Our in-house fabricator, we call him Eric the Red because he looks like a Viking. But Ryan, good guy, hit us up if you need anything. We can basically manufacture anything you want, fabricate whatever you need. Also, fuel system, same as mine. 8 out feed, 6 return with a large filter in between. Ethanol content sensor en route on the return line. AYC pump in the back. Everything works. As you can see, this is gonna be a good setup. I know he's gonna be happy. And this car drives like a dream too. It's very smooth, very stockish, other than the exhaust sound. We have Silva's car. He's back. He, I think, blew a front diff transfer case. We're rebuilding it for him. We're doing another X build. That's the engine right there. Yep. So Mo, what do you think about the stock motor 175 compression?
Oh, it's perfect. It's really good.
Yeah, so I'm happy with this. I think I'm gonna start a series where we do maintenance talk, what to do and what not to do, things like that. And myth busters, things that we hear on the internet, we all believe to be true, but then in reality it might not be. So I'm gonna scour the internet, look for common misconceptions, common ideas on what these cars need and things like that everybody talk about, but there's still some questions out there. And I'm gonna try to see if we can shed some light on that. I love those wheels. Those are awesome. Good stance, no rubbing. Those are 275s, by the way. I know most people go with the 245s as max, but these are 17 by 9s, 245s. I powder coated the Brembo brakes black instead of red. I think it just goes with the overall theme. Same thing with the headlights. The interior is immaculate. SL. And today we're going to be pulling, on a side note, there's an AMG over there, and send the ECU out to get, you know, modded so we can tune it. All right, 1, 2, 3, and that's all it takes. So this will literally take 10 to 15 minutes. If you're going to buy a car and the owner's like, nah, I don't want to do a compression, well, you know, let him know, hey, I'll do everything, I'll put everything back. If he still says no, I would be suspicious. I would, you know, you're spending money on these cars, I would just go to a next car. But that's up to you. Again, compression test is one of those things. The other one is leak down, which is also very, you know, telling about what's going on in the engine. And that's basically it. Stay tuned, more of these series are coming, and thank you for subscribing. Take care.